The bridge of the Earth space vessel Pioneer fell silent as the quantum sensors detected 3 unknown signatures materializing near Alpha Centauri. Captain Sarah Morrison watched through the main viewport as space itself seemed to ripple, giving birth to vessels that defied human understanding. Their crystalline hulls caught starlight and scattered it in impossible patterns, creating halos of colored light that stretched for kilometers into the void. Multiple energy signatures detected. Lieutenant Chen reported from her station, her voice steady despite the tension. "They're unlike anything in our database, Captain. The readings suggest technology far beyond our current understanding." The Pioneer, humanity's first faster-than-light capable ship, suddenly felt small and primitive in comparison to these alien vessels. Its experimental quantum drive, once the pride of human engineering, seemed like a child's toy next to the graceful ships that now approached them. The largest of the alien vessels, its hull shimmering with golden patterns, moved forward. A transmission cut through their communication systems without any effort to establish protocols first. The holographic display activated automatically, revealing 3 distinct species standing side by side. The first, clearly the leader of the delegation, stood tall with scales that seemed to be made of living gold. Each movement caused light to cascade across their surface like liquid metal. These were the Meridians, as they soon introduced themselves, masters of energy manipulation and self-proclaimed guardians of order in their galaxy. To their right stood an being composed of what appeared to be strands of pure light woven into a humanoid form. The Helix representative's voice seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once, each word carrying harmonics that made the Pioneer's crew feel both awe and unease. The third figure remained partially hidden in shadows that seemed to cling to it unnaturally. The Void Dweller's presence made the temperature on the bridge drop several degrees, though the environmental systems showed no malfunction. "We have been watching your progress," the Meridian speaker began, their tone carrying the weight of eons. "Your species has shown remarkable speed in developing basic space travel capabilities. However, you remain far from ready to join the greater galactic community." The Helix being's form rippled with what might have been amusement. "Your quantum drive is an admirable attempt at faster-than-light travel, though its efficiency rating is barely above primitive. We calculate a mere 0.001% utilization of potential quantum states. The Council of 3 Galaxies has reached a decision regarding Earth's status," the Void Dweller added, its voice like whispers in a dark room. "You are to be classified as a Category 4 restricted civilization." Captain Morrison stood from her chair, her spine straight and proud despite the dismissive tones of their visitors. "And what exactly does that classification entail?" The Meridian scales flickered with patterns that their cultural database would later identify as condescending amusement. "It means, dear developing species, that you are confined to your solar system until you reach an acceptable level of advancement. We will establish monitoring stations to ensure compliance. This is for your own protection," the Helix being added, its light strands pulsing. "Your species lacks the fundamental understanding of cosmic principles required for safe interstellar travel. Your current technology poses a risk to both yourselves and others." As if to demonstrate their superiority, 3 satellites materialized around the Pioneer, their designs as alien and advanced as their creators. They hummed with energy that their sensors couldn't even begin to analyze. "We suggest you focus on developing your solar colonies," the Void Dweller concluded. "Perhaps in a few centuries, we will reassess your status." The transmission ended as abruptly as it had begun. The 3 ships shimmered and vanished, leaving behind only their monitoring satellites and a crew of humans struggling to process what had just occurred. Captain Morrison remained standing, her eyes fixed on the space where the alien vessels had been. The aliens hadn't noticed her activating the ship's quantum resonance sensors throughout their entire conversation. Nor had they realized that every moment of their demonstration had been recorded and analyzed by systems far more advanced than what the Pioneer openly displayed. She tapped her command console, encrypting a message to Earth Central Command. First contact achieved. They took the bait. Operation Eclipse is now in effect. Deep beneath the rusty surface of Olympus Mons, Admiral Sarah Chen stood before a holographic display that filled the cathedral-sized chamber. The massive underground facility hummed with activity, its quantum-shielded walls blocking any trace of their work from the alien satellites that drifted overhead. The display showed their greatest achievement, the prototype vessel that would change humanity's fate. "Status report on the quantum core," she asked, watching as technicians swarmed around the virtual representation like busy bees around a mechanical flower. Dr. Marcus Rodriguez, head of the Quantum Physics Division, manipulated the hologram with practiced gestures. "The aliens made one crucial mistake, Admiral. They assumed their understanding of quantum mechanics was complete. Their monitoring satellites use a simplified version of quantum entanglement for communication." The hologram zoomed in on the ship's heart, a crystalline structure that pulsed with colors that shouldn't exist in normal space. "We've discovered 13 additional quantum states they don't even know exist. Their technology only utilizes the first 5 dimensions of quantum space. We've mapped all 18. Above them, through kilometers of Martian rock, one of the alien satellites passed overhead. Its sensors detected nothing but standard mining operations, geological surveys, and the occasional burst of radiation from experimental fusion reactors. Exactly what they expected to see from a developing civilization. "Show me the latest test results," Chen ordered, her expression focused as new data streams filled the air around her. The hologram shifted to display a series of successful quantum field manipulations, where the aliens used brute force to push through spacetime. Humanity had discovered how to slit between its layers like water through a membrane. Their ships wouldn't need to break the laws of physics. They would simply operate on a level where different laws applied. The public space program launched another experimental rocket yesterday. Lieutenant James Wade reported from his communication station. The Helix observers sent their usual condescending report about our quaint chemical propulsion systems to their superiors. Chen allowed herself a small smile. "And our actual progress. The quantum forge is operating at full capacity," Dr. Rodriguez answered, bringing up new schematics. "We've completed the primary hull sections for the first 3 vessels. The neural interface systems are showing better results than we hoped. The ships respond to human thought patterns at speeds that would make the aliens' quantum computers look like ancient calculators." In another section of the facility, visible through a massive observation window, hundreds of engineers worked on a section of hull plating that seemed to shift between states of matter. The material had been engineered to harmonize with the quantum fields that the aliens considered theoretical. When activated, it would allow their ships to exist partially out of phase with normal spacetime. "They think they've confined us to our solar system," Chen mused, watching the work progress. "In reality, they've given us exactly what we needed: time and privacy to perfect our technology without interference." A junior technician approached with a tablet, nearly vibrating with excitement. "Admiral, we've finished decoding more of their transmitted data. You were right. Their arrogance makes them careless with encryption. We now have detailed maps of all 3 galaxies and their major military installations." Chen nodded, her mind already calculating possibilities. Their overconfidence will be their undoing. They're so certain of their superiority that they broadcast their secrets openly, never imagining that a primitive species could intercept and understand them. The hologram shifted again, showing the nearly completed form of humanity's first true warship. Unlike the crystalline elegance of alien vessels, this ship embraced its human origins. Its lines were sleek but purposeful, its hull a deep gray that seemed to drink in light. When complete, it would carry humanity's dreams of freedom among the stars. "How long until the first ship is ready for full power tests?" Chen asked, her eyes never leaving the display. Dr. Rodriguez consulted his data streams. 3 weeks, Admiral. We're calling her Prometheus, the one who stole fire from the gods." Chen's smile widened slightly. "Perfect. Let's show these self-proclaimed gods what humanity can do with a little stolen fire. The quantum forge beneath Olympus Mons pulsed with energy as the final components of the DNS Prometheus locked into place. Commander James Rodriguez stood before the completed vessel, its hull seeming to ripple like liquid metal in the vast underground chamber. The ship stretched nearly a kilometer in length, yet possessed a grace that made it appear almost delicate despite its imposing size. Neural interface systems are online. Dr. Elena Santos reported from her station, her fingers dancing across holographic controls. Quantum core stabilization at 100%. She's ready for her first neural handshake, Commander. Rodriguez took a deep breath as he approached the ship's primary access point. Unlike the conventional airlocks of their public vessels, this entrance responded to his mere presence. The hull simply parted like water, creating a seamless passage into the ship's interior. The alien satellites above would detect nothing. The entire vessel existed partially out of phase with normal spacetime. Beginning neural sync in 3, 2, 1. Dr. Santos counted down as Rodriguez settled into the command chair. The bridge around him was minimalist, lacking the usual array of physical controls. Instead, streams of quantum data flowed through the air like ribbons of light. The moment the neural interface activated, Rodriguez gasped. The ship's consciousness merged with his own, expanding his awareness in ways he hadn't thought possible. He could feel every system, every quantum state, every possibility that existed within the vessel's matrix. Neural synchronization stable, Santos announced, but her voice seemed distant now. Through the ship's sensors, Rodriguez perceived reality on 18 quantum levels simultaneously. The alien satellites above appeared as crude devices, their limited sensors probing uselessly at dimensional frequencies they couldn't even detect. Admiral Chen watched from the observation deck as the Prometheus came fully online. The ship's quantum core began its carefully controlled reaction, creating a cascade of microscopic artificial stars contained within crystalline matrices. Power output exceeded their most optimistic projections. Initiating first movement test, Rodriguez reported, his voice overlaid with harmonic frequencies as the neural interface translated his thoughts into ship commands. The Prometheus responded instantly, lifting from its cradle without a sound. The massive vessel moved with impossible grace, performing maneuvers that should have torn any conventional ship apart. Quantum field integrity at maximum, Santos confirmed. The phase shift is perfect. We're registering as nothing more than background radiation to external sensors. The test continued as Rodriguez put the ship through increasingly complex maneuvers. The Prometheus danced through quantum states, each movement demonstrating capabilities that the alien races had dismissed as theoretical impossibilities. When he activated the main propulsion system, the ship didn't so much move through space as it rewrote the local laws of physics to make distance meaningless. Weapons systems online, the tactical officer reported. Quantum torpedoes primed for testing. Target drones are in position. Rodriguez focused his thoughts, and the ship responded. The weapons weren't designed to destroy. Humanity had evolved beyond such crude solutions. Instead, the quantum torpedoes could selectively alter probability states within their target area. A hit would cause enemy ship systems to experience localized temporal shifts, effectively freezing them in time without harming their crews. All tests are showing green, Chen announced, satisfaction evident in her voice. The Prometheus isn't just matching our projections, she's exceeding them. Rodriguez, take her to maximum power. Let's see what she can really do. The ship's quantum core pulsed brighter as Rodriguez complied. Energy cascaded through systems that operated on principles the alien races couldn't comprehend. The Prometheus accelerated, not by pushing against spacetime, but by stepping through its layers like pages in a book. "Ma'am," Santos called out, excitement breaking through her professional demeanor. "We're reading quantum efficiency ratings at 3,000% above alien baseline. Their sensors can't even detect the frequencies we're operating on." Chen smiled as she watched the Prometheus complete its final maneuvers. In orbit above them, The alien monitoring satellites continued their mindless patrol, completely oblivious to the revolutionary vessel that had just rendered their entire technological base obsolete. "Begin mass production," she ordered. "It's time to show the galaxies that humanity won't be confined to its cradle any longer." The Helix ships appeared without warning, their crystalline forms casting prismatic shadows across the lunar surface. Earth's public defense fleet, a collection of deliberately primitive vessels, maintained their positions as ordered while the alien armada approached. On the surface, the human response appeared exactly as the Helix expected: panicked and disorganized. "Greetings, developing world." The Helix commander's transmission cut through all Earth frequencies. "As previously discussed, we are establishing a guidance facility on your moon. This is for your benefit and protection. Please maintain your current positions to avoid any unfortunate incidents." Admiral Chen stood in the Prometheus's command center, watching the scene unfold through quantum-enhanced sensors. 12 Helix warships, each bristling with weapons that could reduce a planet to ash, moved into position around Luna. Their arrogance was palpable. They hadn't even bothered to raise their defensive shields. "All Dreadnought-class vessels report ready." Admiral Commander Rodriguez reported from his neural interface station. The quantum link allowed him to simultaneously communicate with every ship in humanity's hidden fleet. "Awaiting your command." Chen's quantum pad chimed with an incoming message from Earth's Unified Council. The text was simple: "Protect our home." "Deploy the fleet," Chen ordered, her voice calm and steady. "Show them exactly what humanity can do." The space around Earth seemed to ripple as reality itself parted like a curtain. The Dreadnought fleet emerged from their quantum shadows, each ship a masterpiece of human engineering. The Prometheus led the formation, its hull drinking in starlight as it moved between the Helix ships with impossible grace. Unknown vessels detected. The Helix commander's voice lost its condescending tone, replaced by genuine alarm. "Impossible. Their quantum signatures are. This cannot be." "This is Admiral Sarah Chen of the Earth Defense Force." Chen transmitted on all frequencies. "Your presence here is unwelcome. You will withdraw immediately or face the consequences of your aggression." The Helix ships scrambled to raise their shields, but they were too slow. The Prometheus and its sister ships had already moved into perfect attack positions, executing maneuvers that the aliens had deemed theoretically impossible. Each human vessel operated on quantum frequencies that the Helix sensors couldn't even detect properly. "You dare threaten us?" The Helix commander's voice wavered slightly. "Your primitive species cannot possibly." The rest of his transmission cut off as the Prometheus launched its first quantum torpedo. The weapon passed straight through the Helix flagship's shields as if they didn't exist, then detonated in a cascade of probability waves. The alien vessel froze in space, its crew trapped in a localized time dilation field. "As you can see," Chen continued, her voice carrying a hint of satisfaction, "we are far from primitive. Your understanding of quantum mechanics is incomplete." The remaining Helix ships opened fire, their energy weapons cutting through space where the human vessels had been seconds before. But the Dreadnought simply shifted through quantum states, making themselves effectively intangible. Each counterattack demonstrated capabilities that the aliens had dismissed as impossible. "Final warning," Chen broadcast. "Withdraw now. We have no desire to harm your crews. As you can see, we could have destroyed your vessels but chose not to. The time of treating humanity as a primitive species ends today." Through the quantum sensors, Chen watched the panic spread through the Helix fleet. Their weapons were useless, their shields meaningless against human technology. When the Prometheus executed a maneuver that took it directly through one of their capital ships, phasing through solid matter as if it were mist, the Helix commander finally broke. Withdrawing immediately, the alien leader transmitted, all pretense of superiority gone. "Please, allow us safe passage." As the Helix ships retreated, their flagship still frozen in time, Chen turned to her crew. Send word to Earth Command. Phase 1 is complete. And notify our allies among the other restricted civilizations. It's time to show the 3 galaxies that humanity isn't alone in surpassing their limitations. News of the Helix fleet's defeat spread across quantum channels faster than light itself. The Meridian Conquerors' golden ships emerged from hyperspace first, their energy weapons already charged. Behind them, the shadow-wrapped vessels of the Void Collective materialized like dark stars against the backdrop of space. Commander Rodriguez stood on the Prometheus's bridge, watching through quantum-enhanced sensors as nearly 300 alien warships took up attack positions around Earth's orbit. The neural interface hummed with data, showing him 18 different quantum states simultaneously. They formed a 3-dimensional containment grid, Lieutenant Santos reported, her hands moving through holographic displays. Standard encirclement tactics. They still think we operate on conventional space-time principles. Admiral Chen's voice came through the quantum network, connecting all 30 Dreadnought-class vessels simultaneously. Begin the symphony. Show them what humanity's ships can really do. The Prometheus moved first, its quantum core pulsing with controlled power. Instead of trying to break through the alien blockade, it simply shifted sideways through probability space. To the astonished alien commanders, it appeared as if the human vessel had split into 30 identical copies, each one perfectly real. Impossible. The Meridian commander's transmission crackled with static. Their ship is existing in multiple quantum states simultaneously. Our sensors cannot determine which version is real. That's because they're all real, Rodriguez transmitted back, allowing himself a small smile. You limited yourselves to 5 quantum dimensions. We learned to access all 18. The rest of the Dreadnought fleet joined the dance, each vessel creating its own set of quantum duplicates. The space around Earth transformed into a bewildering array of human ships, each one capable of affecting reality, despite existing in multiple states at once. A Void Collective vessel fired its main weapon, a beam of concentrated dark energy that should have torn through any known defense. Instead, the Prometheus's quantum-shifted hull absorbed the attack, converting the energy into additional power for its own systems. Fascinating weapon design, Santos commented, analyzing the data. But they're still thinking linearly. Their dark energy beam only affects 3 spatial dimensions. The human fleet demonstrated their superiority with elegant precision. Quantum torpedoes phased through the supposedly impenetrable shields of Meridian warships, causing their weapons to temporarily cease existing in current spacetime. Void Collective vessels found their shadow tech neutralized by targeted probability waves that forced them into single quantum states. Your civilizations have grown complacent. Chen broadcast to all alien vessels. You thought you had mastered the fundamental forces of the universe, but you stopped exploring, stopped questioning, stopped dreaming. Humanity never did. To demonstrate her point, the Prometheus executed its most impressive maneuver yet. The massive ship accelerated to seemingly impossible speeds, but instead of moving through space, it moved through quantum states themselves. To the alien observers, it appeared to dance between moments of time, existing everywhere and nowhere simultaneously. Full-spectrum quantum cascade, Rodriguez ordered through the neural link. The entire human fleet responded as one, their quantum cores synchronizing across all 18 dimensions. The result was spectacular, a ripple of distorted spacetime that passed harmlessly through human ships while temporarily phasing all alien vessels out of normal space. When the alien fleet reappeared seconds later, they found themselves in exactly the same positions, but with their weapons systems reconfigured to fire simple light shows instead of lethal energy beams. The message was clear. Humanity could have destroyed them at any moment, but chose not to. We did not develop this technology for conquest, Chen transmitted, her voice carrying across all frequencies. We built it because you told us it was impossible. Because you tried to contain us, restrict us, limit our potential. Today's demonstration was not about humiliation. It was about proving that no species has the right to declare the boundaries of another's development. The alien fleet hung motionless in space, their commanders silent as they processed the complete reversal of everything they had believed about humanity. In the quantum shadows between realities, other restricted civilizations watched and learned, preparing for their own moments of revelation. The Grand Council chamber of the Three Galaxies Alliance erupted into chaos as the recording of Earth's quantum fleet played for the 100th time. The Meridian High Commander scales flickered with rage patterns, while the Helix representatives' light forms pulsed with agitation. In the shadows, the Void Collective's delegates whispered urgently among themselves. "They must be eliminated immediately," the Meridian Commander declared, golden scales rippling. "This level of quantum manipulation threatens the established order of all three galaxies. We cannot allow a primitive species to possess such power." Deep in quantum-shifted space, the Prometheus's sensors captured every word of the supposedly secret meeting. Commander Rodriguez watched through the neural interface as the largest fleet in known space assembled. 5,000 warships gathered from across three galaxies, their combined firepower enough to shatter solar systems. "They're preparing a full-spectrum assault," Lieutenant Santos reported, analyzing the quantum data streams. "Energy signatures suggest they've activated weapons that haven't been used since the last Great War. They're taking us seriously now." Admiral Chen's hologram appeared on the bridge, her expression calm despite the approaching storm. "Status of the quantum prediction matrix. Complete," Rodriguez responded, his consciousness merged with the ship's systems. "We've mapped every possible attack vector they might use. The quantum computers have calculated 17 million potential battle scenarios. We win in all but 3. The massive alien armada emerged from hyperspace in waves, their ships arranged in a sphere formation that enclosed the entire solar system. This time, they took no chances. Every vessel had its weapons charged and shields at maximum power. "Attention Earth forces," the Meridian High Commander transmitted. "Your interference in the natural order cannot be tolerated. Surrender your quantum technology and submit to immediate oversight, or we will be forced to take decisive action." Chen's response was to activate the Dreadnought fleet's most sophisticated defense. The quantum cores of 30 human ships synchronized, creating a cascading field of probability waves. Space itself seemed to blur around Earth as layers of reality folded and unfolded like origami. The alien fleet opened fire simultaneously, unleashing enough energy to vaporize a planet. Their weapons crossed the void, only to pass through empty space as the entire solar system appeared to shift slightly to the left in quantum spacetime. Not a single shot found its target. "Fascinating approach," Rodriguez commented, studying the attack pattern. "But still so limited. They're trying to overcome quantum uncertainty with brute force. They still don't understand the true nature of reality." The Prometheus led the counterattack, its movements guided by calculations that predicted every possible future simultaneously. Quantum torpedoes phased through space in spiral patterns, their detonations creating pockets of localized time dilation. Dozens of alien ships found themselves trapped between moments, their crews unharmed but unable to affect the battle. Second wave. "Execute pattern infinity," Chen commanded through the quantum network. The human fleet responded as one, each ship splitting into multiple quantum states. The aliens' targeting computers overloaded trying to track vessels that existed in several places at once, all equally real and equally deadly. A Void Collective Dreadnought attempted to use its shadow drive to outflank the Prometheus, only to discover that humanity had mapped and mastered the quantum shadows months ago. The human vessel emerged from the same dimensional fold, redirecting the alien ship's momentum into a harmless spiral. "We've studied every aspect of your technology," Chen transmitted to the increasingly desperate alien commanders. "While you dismissed quantum mechanics beyond the 5th dimension as theoretical, we were exploring the 18th. While you relied on brute force, we learned to dance between realities." The battle reached its crescendo as the alien fleet attempted their final gambit. A synchronized hyperspace jump designed to tear apart the quantum field protecting Earth. Instead, they found their ship's systems reconfigured by precise probability manipulation, their weapons transformed into sensors, their shields into communication arrays. The age of restriction is over, Chen announced across all frequencies. It's time for the three galaxies to learn that evolution cannot be contained and progress cannot be denied. We offer you a choice. Adapt to a new reality, or remain trapped in your own limitations. The quantum ripples of Earth's victory spread across three galaxies like waves in a cosmic ocean. On countless restricted worlds, civilizations washed through hidden quantum receivers as humanity shattered the chains of limitation. Commander Rodriguez stood on the Prometheus's observation deck, watching real-time holograms of the revolution unfolding. The Centauri Alliance has declared its independence, Lieutenant Santos reported, her fingers dancing through streams of quantum data. Their ships are using modified versions of our phase shift technology. The Helix fleet stationed there didn't even attempt to engage. They just retreated. Similar reports flooded in from across the stars. The Andromeda Coalition, the Triangulum Defense Force, and dozens of other supposedly primitive civilizations revealed technological advances that the three galaxies had dismissed as impossible. Each had been watching, learning, and secretly developing their own solutions to quantum mechanics. They thought they could contain evolution itself, Admiral Chen's hologram commented, her image floating beside the tactical display. Instead, they created a network of civilizations united by the desire to prove them wrong. The Prometheus's quantum sensors detected a subtle shift in spacetime. A ship emerged from the void, its design unlike anything they had seen before. It moved with the same fluid grace as Earth's vessels, clearly operating on similar quantum principles. "This is High Engineer Lyra of the Proxima Technical Institute," a new voice transmitted. "We've been monitoring Earth's quantum developments since the beginning. Your success has given us the courage to reveal our own achievements." More ships appeared, each representing a civilization that had been deemed unworthy of advancement. They had all reached similar conclusions about quantum mechanics, each adding their own unique insights to the universal equation. "The Meridian border outposts are standing down," Santos announced, monitoring the quantum channels. "The Helix Dominion is recalling its enforcement fleets. The Void Collective, they're actually requesting a technological exchange summit." Rodriguez watched through the neural interface as probability streams shifted and realigned. The quantum prediction matrix showed thousands of possible futures crystallizing into new patterns. The age of restriction was ending not with more violence, but with a cascade of revelations. Their greatest mistake, Chen observed, was assuming that limitation would breed submission. Instead, it bred innovation. Each restricted civilization developed its own path to quantum mastery. Now we can share our knowledge, learn from each other's discoveries. A transmission from the Proxima ship displayed schematics that made even Earth's quantum engineers pause in admiration. They had discovered a 20th quantum dimension, one that promised to revolutionize transportation between galaxies. Another restricted race, the Vega Collective, had developed quantum communication systems that operated outside of normal spacetime. "Begin transmission of our quantum foundational theories," Chen ordered. "Share everything. Our successes, our failures, our theoretical models. It's time to build something new." The Prometheus's quantum core pulsed as it began broadcasting humanity's accumulated knowledge across the quantum network. Other civilizations did the same, creating an unprecedented exchange of ideas and innovations. Where the three galaxies had hoarded knowledge, this new alliance shared it freely. "Multiple quantum signatures detected," Santos reported suddenly. "Ships from the Meridian Conquerors, Helix Dominion, and Void Collective approaching. But something's different about their energy patterns. The alien vessels emerged from hyperspace, but their usual arrogance was gone. Instead, they broadcasted on frequencies that indicated respect rather than superiority. Their weapons remained powered down, their shields inactive. We have watched, we have learned, and we have understood, the Meridian commander transmitted. Our civilizations grew stagnant because we stopped questioning our own assumptions. We request permission to join your quantum technology exchange as equals, not overlords." Chen's hologram smiled slightly. "Permission granted. Welcome to a new age of exploration and discovery. Together, we'll push the boundaries of what's possible even further than before." The quantum network lit up with celebrations across thousands of worlds. The revolution wasn't just about freedom from restriction. It was about unleashing the combined potential of countless civilizations that had been forced to develop in secret. As the Prometheus's sensors mapped the quantum jubilation spreading across 3 galaxies, Rodriguez realized that the true victory wasn't in defeating the old powers, but in creating something entirely new. 1 year after the quantum revolution, the Great Hall of Earth's Unified Space Command hosted representatives from across 3 galaxies. The Prometheus hung in orbit above, its quantum core resonating with thousands of ships that had once been enemies. Commander Rodriguez stood at the observation window, watching the spectacular light show as vessels from hundreds of civilizations demonstrated their unique approaches to quantum physics. The Proxima scientists just finished integrating their 20th dimension calculations into our navigation systems. Lieutenant Santos reported, her holographic display showing streams of revolutionary data. Combined with the Vega Collective's communication breakthroughs, we're looking at instantaneous travel between any 2 points in the known universe. Admiral Chen nodded, observing the proceedings with quiet satisfaction. The hall below was filled with beings of all forms. Crystalline Helix engineers discussing theory with their former primitive counterparts, Void Collective Shadow Masters, learning new applications of quantum mechanics from species they once restricted, and Meridian scholars openly admitting the flaws in their previous understanding. The latest quantum prediction matrix is complete, Rodriguez announced, neural interface humming with activity. The combined knowledge of all participating civilizations has pushed our understanding to 25 dimensions. We're seeing quantum states that no single species could have discovered alone. A holographic display in the center of the hall showed the first test of this combined knowledge. A ship of new design, incorporating technologies from 50 different civilizations, performed maneuvers that would have seemed impossible even a year ago. It didn't just phase through quantum states, it rewrote the fundamental laws of physics in localized areas, creating pockets of space where entirely new rules applied. The Centauri Alliance has successfully established the first intergalaxy quantum network, Santos added. Real-time communication and transport across millions of light years, with zero delay. The age of isolation is truly over. Below, the former High Commander of the Meridian Conquerors approached the Earth delegation. His scales no longer showed patterns of superiority, but rather the complex rhythms that indicated deep respect and appreciation. "We were wrong," he announced to the assembled representatives. "We thought we were protecting the galaxy by restricting advancement. Instead, we were stifling the greatest renaissance our universe has ever known. Each civilization brings unique insights, fresh perspectives that break through barriers we thought immutable." The Prometheus's quantum sensors detected a subtle shift in space-time as ships from even more distant galaxies arrived. Word had spread across the cosmos. A new age of unrestricted development and cooperation had begun. Species that had hidden their advances for millennia now emerge, eager to join the growing alliance of minds. The quantum cores are synchronizing, Rodriguez reported, watching through the neural interface as thousands of ships aligned their fields. Every vessel, every station, every quantum-capable device across 3 galaxies, moving in perfect harmony. The synchronized pulse created a cascade of quantum effects visible to the naked eye. Space itself seemed to shimmer as new possibilities opened up before them. The combined power of countless civilizations, working in concert rather than competition, had begun to unlock the deepest secrets of reality itself. To think, Chen mused, watching the display, they believed they could contain the natural drive to explore and understand. Every restriction they placed on us became a challenge to overcome, every limitation a puzzle to solve. And now, working together, We're achieving things that none of us could have imagined alone. The hall erupted in celebration as the first test results came in from the combined quantum network. The boundaries between galaxies had become meaningless. Distance itself was now just another variable to be adjusted. Humanity had not only broken free of its restrictions, but had helped forge a new future for all species. What's the next frontier? Rodriguez asked, looking out at the vast expanse of space that no longer seemed quite so vast. Chen smiled, watching as another wave of ships arrived from distant galaxies, each bringing new knowledge and possibilities. That's the beauty of it, Commander. There is no next frontier. There are only new questions to ask, new theories to test, new wonders to discover. And this time, we'll explore them together. The quantum network pulsed once more, a symphony of unified purpose that stretched across the cosmos. The three galaxies that had once mocked humanity now stood as equal partners in an endless journey of discovery, their former restrictions transformed into stepping stones toward a future without bounds.